Hello, hello, and welcome to today's Q&A about autosuggestion. I am glad to be here tonight to explain a little bit these questions and answers about autosuggestions, looking at doubts, looking at struggles in case of autosuggestions, all about as well my own experience and how I think about my journey of experiencing autosuggestion. And I will share with you as well a little bit also of my progress for sure. I will not go into a lot of researches here because there are a lot of researches out in the field you can find about autosuggestion, the positives and the negatives. And I wanna be really personally and direct in that way tonight. So if you join in here to me and you have any questions or like to ask something, feel free. I have here the stream. I can see when you write something down, when you're interested to have a question. If you are seeing this video afterwards, you can also write your question in here. If it's not taking too long, I will answer it right now, right directly, or just jump into the next healing or informational presentation I do. You can also find an answer then there. If you leave me your name, I can probably contact you somehow if I know where you are. On Facebook, Instagram, we are able to connect with each other. So feel free to connect and to ask, and I'll give you the answer in one of the open supports. You can also book one of the content seminar series. I have all months on the 26th each month. I am doing these content seminars. You can also join in and subscribe from my webpage, so you can keep in touch with me directly. If you have any challenges, ask questions, especially about pain, about allergies or things that are a way a struggle, you can come over, feel free to ask. So today it's about autosuggestions and what it is, how does it work? So you remember or you experience, for example, that if you listen to a news, to a story, to something that happened in the world, that it is a lot easier to keep in touch with that. It's something that spirals up again. We have in mind, we can not so easy lay it aside and let it go. So these are the negative forms of autosuggestions. Why does this work? Because we are emotionally integrated. We are engaged in emotionally, and that is what the energy, the spiral springs into run, that we are thinking and talking about over and over again because we are emotionally connected. So if we want to do that in positive way, it's almost a lot harder because there is something we want to have and we are kind of in a lack of. And in this moment, the feeling of the lack has a stronger feeling, a stronger energy than the positive thing we want to have. And then comes the mind and you'll say, what? You want to have that? It's not the truth. You will never reach that. You are too, whatever, to reach that. And then your internal chatter with your thinking mind is turning up. So there are doubts, there are fears, there are beliefs and disbeliefs in the system that are making it really hard to suggest ourselves in a good way, what makes it really hard. So what does this inner balance play in everyday life? That has a lot to do with that, when you can let go of all this chatter, when you can believe in what you are suggesting, when you believe the sentence you give yourself. In my experience, being in all these mindset studies, there are almost really basic autosuggestion we learn, and we jump in groups as well. And if you wanna, first thing, if you wanna be successful with yourself in your business, and then you have to love yourself. So yeah, for sure, this has a big aspect, but in the moment you are so confused. You're probably the first time in one of these workshops, and you're not feeling good because you're sick, and you're feeling little, and you're feeling worthless, or however all these feelings can be. Just to say, I love myself, I'm good. That is producing so much resistance in yourself that you can tell yourself this over and over and over again. Your inner critical mind will more and more spiral up a disbelief of that. It will more and more say, it's a joke. You see, you say this for a week, for 2 weeks, for a month now, nothing is changing, because there are no feelings in this. So the technique behind is to go into a visual feeling, in a feeling of something you kind of visualize. Maybe you have something you experienced until now. You have a favorite place, a favorite space, and you can step into that. If you feel stressed, to think about how it was when you were in holidays, maybe 15 years ago. Maybe you have a health condition right now, and you think about that, and your inner critical directly comes up with, yeah, that was then, but then you were healthy, you were good. Now you're not. So how you want to reach that? And this is the kind of energy that is spiraling into your system, and that is making these feelings worse as they are. In a moment, you can say, oh, that was such a beautiful thing, and I'm there again, and I let go all of these future beliefs, and I just enjoy the moment I have there. That's a stronger autosuggestion as any words you can never find. The key in this is to listen, to look at where is in this gap, in this line, where is the balance, the switch between what I believe, what I feel, and where are the doubts coming into play. So this is a trivial thing to look at, not really the words itself. The words itself, they're spiraling up some emotions. When they are not good, please look that you can change those. Use words you really are comfortable with. Give yourself that feeling without any doubts, without any resistance, and without any need of reaching something. It should be really a thing of, it's all about peace and freedom and peace with yourself. So when you can integrate something, some sentences for you, however they will be, who are feeling good, who are feeling peaceful, who are feeling supportive, then use them immediately. Please do. But in the moment you feel like, oh, I have done this meditation now for so many times, so long, so many weeks, and every day and months, and every day I did that and nothing is changing and feeling even worse. Yeah, it does, because you're spiraling up all the time the same emotions. You're in the critical mindset. No, that's not the truth. You're lying yourself. You're lying yourself. You're lying yourself. As more you do it, you are lying to yourself. And that's the feeling that it integrating in that. And this is also in the same way the risk about autosuggestions. I see the English language is a lot easier to explain, as I had in the German one. And shortly I recorded the video in German, and I was a lot longer into explaining these situations. It's kind of a nice thing to experience for me each time when I translate or give my input as well in English. So what are the most common obstacles to successful autosuggestions? Yeah, exactly that. It's what I actually said. It is this feeling of ease into what I tell to me. Are there any best times? Yeah, they are. They are in the morning and in the evening when we are waking up or is going to sleep, when the brain is so between highly active and present and going into sleep. It's I can give you a picture like a boss in a library. So this guy in the library who is giving you the books out, and when he's coming in the morning, you are coming in and you need this book. And you say, oh, I need that book right now. And he is at the coffee maker and it's not really present to you. He's not looking that good, right? And you say, oh, I just give the card here and you give it in the system. When you have time, it's okay, I'll take it. And say, yeah, okay. And that is this kind of, yeah, it's, come on, let it through. And as long you are not in a feeling of fear, doubt, or any risk, he don't want to react. He will let that through. In the moment you feel like, oh, this is a horror film and a horror book, and I'm a 7-year-old little kid, and you give this feeling to this guy, he will look very good. He will turn around, let the coffee maker and have a look on that. And it's the feeling who is radiating that. In the moment we can go in an easy feeling, in a relaxed state, like we are doing in hypnosis as well. So hypnosis is just a total relaxation in a high active mind state, visualizing things in relaxation without any fear and risk. And coupled to the energy healing, who is something really energetic in feeling that something is changing, in feeling that we are in a progress that the brain doesn't need to understand. But this is this two sides of the scissor in a way. So what role does mind control play in autosuggestions? A very high one, as we see. So when I'm not feeling like doing the right thing, then I can suggest whatever. I more take the negative aspects of it as the positives, because we are trained in reacting to negativity, in reacting to fear, in reacting to risks through the medias, through all the informations going on the world, through the things that really are triggering us in our hearts as well. So there is a big role, and that role we have to control. If you'd like to know how to set up autosuggestions for yourself, you can go to my web page, to the blogs, and there is a subscription how you can build up your own autosuggestions for yourself and use them for yourself in switching words, in play with words, but also in playing with your own feelings and integrating them through your own feelings. How long does usually take of autosuggestion to take effect? So in a moment you are really in ease, in freedom with what you're telling you, with what you were integrating you there, you can bring that immediately. That works immediately. A little bit different it is when we are talking about health conditions. We want to change healings. There is our body needs a certain amount of time. You can imagine that like you are at a gasoline station and you give your system this positive feeling of energy. You give your system this food of healing, and you give just this nutrition. You're just eating from now on. You're just eating every day, healing, 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 good stuff, healthy stuff. And that is influencing your body in that way, like you did it probably until now, with all the doubts you got, with all this diagnosis you got, with all the experiences, negative experience you probably have with your pain, with your allergies, with your things. So in a moment you can really go step back, open that time space, which is in energy healing not relevant. We are not in space. There is that space already present. You are healed. And in a moment, you can take this energy and squeeze that to your actual life. It will feed you with another energy, with another nutrition, who is able to feed your cell, to change your cells. But that's not done by just a click and goodies. This is a progress. This is an ongoing progress. And this is also a learning as well for me with my disease, with my legs and with my walking. I am in a progress on and over and over and on again, and in several new aspects. It always has this aspect to become ease with what I have, not push something away, and not believe my mind, my ego that wants to protect me from all the things, fallings and overworking I've done in the past. So yeah, these autosuggestions could be a way to give your mind an amount of peace in this moment, or change that doubt or disbelief you have. How can you overcome that self-doubt? Yeah, this is a very tricky thing, and it's not so easy to find this position that the doubt comes up and the ease is kind of disappearing, or vice versa. You're just in doubt and you want to find that ease, where this ease begin. Maybe it's a lot of doubt and the ease begins right at the top, just not having a lot of space. But that's okay. Work with that. It's not that you have to reach this down on the bottom, that everything is nice, and you can always say, it's nice, I feel healthy, I feel good. And when the pain is here and very present, your body says, no, you're just in pain. You are just in pain. Don't lie yourself. And that's the wrong way of autosuggestions. So what sentence in the moment, or what visualization? We also talk about visualization, and how can visualization help to become pain in ease. And that's a very beautiful, nice thing to do. And I'm working with this a lot in visualizations of pain, in forms, in colors, in movements, in understanding, in light, in energies, in releasing energies through colors, through sounds, through energies, whatever is all one idea. There are so many ideas we can give our thinking mind to control that, to bring that in another perspective, in another way of thinking, and through that also in another way of feeling. And I'm highly into these concepts for myself as well all the time. So how you develop your own autosuggestion techniques? Well, yeah, there is a full blog script on my webpage. You can jump in and figure it out for yourself. And if you are not reaching something out from that, what I have there is also an option to come to my content seminars and ask directly. You can also, as I said at the beginning, directly my content. So feel free to contact me on whatever line. I'm sure we can in one-to-one figure it out what it is. How to integrate autosuggestion into your daily routine. Sounds like a big work, right? But actually it is not. So think about how many times you take your break in a day, having a coffee or tea or something like that. Now you are drinking this coffee or tea in a mindset of, oh, I have a busy time, I have a busy work, I need a coffee now to go over in the next round, and I will not be able to support or to come over this time without. And when you're thinking like that, you have really an empty tank, right? There's just a drop that this coffee makes. But in a moment you change your perspective and you go and sit down and say, oh, I am now so happy I have these 5 minutes to drink my coffee, and I am so deserved to have that. I deserve now to have that, and I am enjoying it. And this whole coffee, the energy of this coffee is filling up your tank, and it is a complete different experience as the other way around. The other way around, you can take 10 coffees and you're still feeling somehow empty. It will still feel like you have no time and you are in lack all around, and you go back on work, and then you have these 10 cups of coffee in the evening, you lay in bed and you want to sleep in, and in that moment, your mind comes up like, well, you will not go to sleep now because you got 10 cups of coffee and you know that's not good for you. And now the next spiral comes up and up and up. You know that. And this is the point of, if you believe you can drink a coffee in the evening 5 minutes before you go to bed, and you have no doubt about that, it will work. You can. It's all about the ease into what I do. It's the ease into all the food processes we have. Losing, gaining weight. This is all these mindsets and spirals we have in our brain, in our mind. So you can kind of think about that like having a dog. Someone is ringing at the door. Your dog is going to the door with you, is barking, and you say, okay, go to your corner. So the dog is going to your corner, but it's on your corner with having the head on the legs and looking at you like, but I don't want to be here. I want to be with you. It's my job to protect you. I can't let that like it is. And this is the wrong energy in you. When the dog is sitting there on the corner on his place, kind of, okay, all is good. I've done my job and I can easily have my break. Nothing is relevant for me like right now. Then we are in the right feeling. And even if my thinking mind is with me all the time, next to me, even the dog is sitting next to me, he can sit there with an absolute disinterest about what's going on. And that's the feeling we want to have. That's the feeling we'd like to open, that space we want to open to let these informations into us. Can suggestions be used to achieve specific goals? Yeah, sure. In the moment, I can kind of push myself up, level myself up. If I kind of nervous and before going to a stage and speak in front of a few people, pressing the button and go to YouTube the first time in this space, and all you people can look at me and what I'm saying. For sure, that was at the beginning challenge I had to come over. But over time, it's beginning to be kind of an easiness, and for me now it doesn't matter if that's perfect or I'm using wrong words sometime, or I struggle in my spelling. It doesn't matter. That's me. I just want to share with you kind of questions and answer and give you information. That's what I want to do. That's all. And that's my ease in this. I'm really here for giving you an opportunity to look over the plates, over your known experience, and maybe find another way into something that you may not even have thought about it until now. And yeah, I know it because I am also someone who has really experienced a lot of boundaries in that way, and still things I am not able to do. So this is work in progress, and kind of going over the beliefs that nothing is possible anymore. And I know that extremely good. Nothing is possible anymore aspect. And in my experiences, gratefully, it's not. So that's what I'd like to share here as well with you. So what have we again about questions? What are the difference between autosuggestion and meditation? So meditation is a focus, an intense focus on something specific, and you kind of blend out everything around you. And the autosuggestion is something to integrate. In meditations, you are not changing anything. You're just be in that state of focus, whether it's breathing, whether it's something you look at, a candle, something you focus on, that's meditation. It's not the same like hypnosis. If you go on YouTube, you're doing a guided meditation in a way of you want to have more money, you want to have more health, you want to have whatever, new job, you want to have another relationship. There we are in the aspects of hypnosis. Then we are rather in affirmations and autosuggestions. And if you wanna have some informations about self-hypnosis, by the way, this was the info video last month. I was talking, and there are a lot of similar things in self-hypnosis and autosuggestion as well. So please feel welcome to look at this as well. So in affirmations, we are also in this sort of, we want to change something. And as more I can go into that feeling, as better it is, as better I can bring up the belief of what I'm suggesting. In negativity, it's always working perfectly, right? So think about today, what messages came to you that occupied your brain. So now, how to let that go, how to make that thing positive, because the world will not change. The world will not change because you are thinking about that it's bothering you. The world will change when you are not focusing on that, when no one is kind of focusing of that. You know, for having war, there are always two sides. You need to wanting to have war. If one is not making win, there's no war. There's nothing. It always needs this counter energy, this resistance in something, even if it's a resistance against what I'm experiencing, and I'm experiencing anyway. And there we have a kind of a double spiral into negative emotions. So that's the thing in a moment. It's just you can let go these struggles. You can let go and come at ease with the thing. And for me, there is a lot of aspects in energy healing as well. So in understanding the spiritual point of views. And not only all the time just understanding of the experiences like we can build up in hypnosis. These are really two opposite aspects I have here, which, well, at the end it's the same effect. But whole thing, it's a huge rabbit hole. I will not go into now. What role do emotions play in the effectiveness of autosuggestions? It's all about emotions. As long you are not believe, as long your emotions are resistant, autosuggestion will not work. Point. When you have messages that there was strong weather outside and whatever, houses broke down, and you see the picture, you have a belief. And if you say yourself in the morning looking in the mirror that you're beautiful and gorgeous, you have a belief or you're not. And if you're not, you don't believe it. So what does it work to say, I am the best, I am beautiful, I am nice? Maybe you can, for a certain aspect, to begin to believe that you are, but there is a feeling. There is a feeling, and that is something we can very good build up in memories. In memories of a moment, maybe you know that your mom told you when you were a little girl. Maybe the first day in school, nice clothes, and she was proud and telling you, oh, my big girl, my big boy, going to school now, looking great, so proud of you. And that's the feeling. You need this feeling to integrate. It's very a deep reason, the emotions, and whenever that's kind of why I'm doing what I do. It's all about integration, the emotions, even in pain, in health condition, in anxieties, in allergy systems. However, this field is so big. How to measure one's progress in improving inner balance through autosuggestion. Well, measure is a good word. How we can measure that? It's a kind of, you will feel when something is easier to do. You will react in a way maybe that you're doing something that you never done before, so easy, and you say, oh, what I've done now. I have this a lot of times when I'm kind of standing up. I always, with my legs, with my hips, I always struggle by standing up from the floor. And when I do that, and sometimes I say, oh, how I've done that right now, or how I changed now my position, that was easier. I never could that before. So this is kind of a progress that the body is doing in a way on its own, on its natural pathway. And once you recognize, so, oh, that's silly, how can I do this now? And this is nothing, as long you try to achieve, as long it's feeling like hard work. So the best way is to feel that, to visualize that you can, and just not always being in training to do that. Not meaning that you don't need to train anything. When I am struggling about things, and I have a very good trainer for that, he always takes me in a space I can train. I can specially train for that as achievement, but in an easy way, in a light way. And at one point, this will change naturally. And don't think that when you do something that feels easier and lighter, and probably it takes you less effort because it's less of movement, that it's a step backward. These are the things you'd like to you need to experience. Your body wants to special points maybe that want to be seen, special movements or habits who wanted to be seen, and that makes the difference over time. Feeling freedom, feeling ease, feeling joy. That's what the system is filling up. If you do that without the suggestions, in one sense, if you have some you'd like to hear yourself, I never listen to my own voice. I kind of my internal mind is way more open to listen to other voices than my own. But for some, it's good. So if you and then record something you tell yourself, or if you have some suggestions or suggestion you want to listen to, and you need to record and want from somewhere else, or having a kaleidoscope in it or something, let me know. I can record this for you. You give me the sentence, I record them for you, I send them to you. So for whatever need you have now, when you think about this video, there is something in for me, let me know. We can talk. So that's what I want to say. Oh, really, it's interesting. English language. I always said everything I wanted, and needed a little less time than the German version. So maybe it's about the amount of words we have in German. I read that we have 350,000 German words, and in English there's just 60,000. What doesn't mean that I know them all, and we have a lot of discussions about using them in which ways were sometimes really far away from my understanding. But that's also something I just learned by joy. I never studied it. I just learned it for myself, and go out and talk. So wish you a very nice evening now, very good time. Look at the YouTube channel when the next updates are on my website. There's every Wednesday something new coming out. I'm having all these seminar, some also free option in case you are not in a lot of money flexibility. There were a lot of options as well for starting and changing whatever you'd like to change. So have a good time, have a nice evening, and